My dear friend in Christ, a very rich apple grove owner once invited his friend home for dinner, and after dinner he offered him some apples from the table. And his friend immediately said, "I definitely wouldn't want to taste those apples." When he was asked why, he said, "The apples in your grove are the sourest I've ever tasted. I tasted some of them that dropped outside your compound wall." And the apple grove owner laughed and he said, "Look, friend, oh, those apples, I daily scatter some of the sourest apples outside my compound wall, because the kids who pass by pick them, and once they are disgusted with the taste, they never like to enter my grove and steal my apples." My dear friend in Christ, Christian author James Russell Miller writes in Thoughts for the Thoughtful. This is what he writes: "When you choose to see the blurred side of people, you miss the lovely side within. There is a flower inside many that we don't see because we choose to see the blurry side." Isn't it true? Quite often we look at the bad side of people and become judgmental, we become unforgiving, we become bitter and miss out on the goodness in them. After all, there is something good in the worst of us, and there is something bad even in the best of us. St. Paul in his letter to the Ephesians, he writes, "Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and slander be put away from you, along with all malice. Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving each other, just as God in Christ also has forgiven you." Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31 and 32. Jesus tells us the secret of relationships is in accepting our frailties and not judging others. Do not judge so that you may not be judged. For with the judgment you make, you will be judged, and the measure you give will be the measure you get. Why do you see the speck in your brother's eye, but do not see the log in your own eye? Or how can you say to your neighbor, "Let me take the speck out of your eye," while the log is in your own eye? The Gospel of Matthew chapter 7, verse 1 and 2. Somebody presented poet John Greenleaf a German flower pressed between two pieces of glass. From one side, it looked blurred with no trace of beauty. On the other side, it looked like a perfect piece of art worth admiring. Whether the gift was lovely or not, it depended on which side you look at it. Whittier Greenleaf hung the gift on his window, with the flower side facing him and the blurry side facing outside. Only those who stopped in saw the beauty. The other passers-by saw only a blurry piece of glass. So, my dear friend in Christ, when you choose to look at the good side of people, you will cherish those relationships. When you choose to look down on people, you will miss the blessings from above. So, search for the goodness in others. May you have a good and godly day.